Ladies and gentlemen, October Zone, Mr. Happy Birthday.
Oh, hey, thank y'all. Y'all are too much. Thank y'all for having me. Thank you. Yeah, hey now. Hey, thank y'all very much. It's much appreciated. I think y'all are gonna like this first one. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight, for the monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the mash. The monster mash. He did the mash. He did the mash. From the laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. He did the mash. The monster mash. They did the mash. They did the mash. It was a graveyard smash. Thank y'all very much. We much appreciate it. Dad? You're proud of me? Yeah, well, anyway, regardless, it's October, so we got creepy stuff. Yeah, that's right. It's October, baby. We know this. We're fully aware that it's October at this point. In fact, I'm gonna grab my orange beanie to kind of look like a pumpkin. Ah, there we go. That's Halloweeny. Orangey. It's fun, like pumpkin. You know what time of year it is. It's October. The seasons are changing. The leaves in the trees are getting all crusty. It's getting a little chillier out. I'm wearing hoodies again, and that feels good. We're watching scary movies. We're eating popcorn. We're getting candy corn popcorn from Trader Joe's. Have you ever had it? Have you ever had it? The tapioca taste is intoxicating, and the sugar is so strong it could just, it hurts your arteries to eat it, but man, is it delicious. Just once a year, this old happy birthday, dust off a bag of candy corn popcorn from Trader Joe's, but every year it does happen. We're drinking pumpkin beers, we're listening to Halloween music, you know, and we're just feeling generally scared. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, October actually brought some sort of general little scariness in my spine. We'll get into this, but I don't know if I necessarily believe in ghosts. Believing in ghosts, feeling presences. I mean, we've all walked down a dark staircase at our friend's parents' house. We were peeing in the upstairs bathroom because the downstairs one was kind of messed up. It was like 2:30 a.m. Everyone had kind of started going to sleep, but you just feel this presence. You haven't been in this place before. What could be around these corners? It could be ghosts, it could be goblins, it could be ghouls. You don't know. And that's the scary part. The scary part is the unknown. And I think that's kind of something that sets in more when you're an adult. But even now, when it's October time, I just get this sense in the air. That scary feeling on your spine. Like that movie, The Tingler, with Vincent Price. You ever seen The Tingler? It's a good one, put it on your list. But you just get that feeling, that sense of uneasiness for all 31 days of October. It's a beautiful time of year, really. So I'm Biggs October fan. Hello everyone, happy birthday. That's my name. Today, I wanted to talk about fear. Would you like that? F-E-A-R, that spells fear. Everybody's got fears. Everybody's scared of something. Existential fears, rational fears, irrational fears, all kinds of phobia. You can be afraid of little things, you can be afraid of big things. It's a spectrum, and everybody falls somewhere in there. Somebody has some kind of fears, and it's freaking them out every day. But let's delve deeper. Let's get into the psyche, into the lizard brain, and talk about some fears. I think we all know what we need first, and that's the definition. Woohoo, we know we got big definition time fans out here. So here we go, we're gonna go to Merriam-Webster. And we're gonna get the definition of fear. Fear, noun.
Fear.
Definition of fear, entry 1 of 2. 1A, an unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. B, 1, an instance of this emotion. B, 2, a state marked by this emotion. 2, anxious concern. 3, profound reverence, awe, and especially towards God. It's in the definition of fear. 4, reason for alarm. Danger. Fear, as a verb, can be feared, fearing, fears. 1, to be afraid of. Expect with alarm, like fear the worst. 2, to have a reverential awe of. Fear God. Again, the interesting part of this definition. And that's pretty much, that's fear. That's fear, baby. That's fear from Merriam-Webster. So it's danger, cause for alarm, anxious concern. I think when we think about fears, minds start to search. Like, what are we truly afraid of? Your fears can develop and become so palpable that they can turn into phobias, which can have an effect on your mental health. The definition of phobia, a noun.
Phobia.
Definition of phobia, an exaggerated, usually inexplicit and illogical fear of a particular object, class of objects, or situation. Interesting that it's particularly an illogical fear and inexplicable. We know the classics: arachnophobia, nyctophobia, photophobia. The list goes on and on. Some are incredibly specific, some a bit more broad. What are some extremely common fears? Here's some common ones I found on the internet. Archophobia, fear of heights. I am not particularly afraid of heights. You know, they're cool. I think roller coasters are cool. I like looking down if I'm on a tall building. Aerophobia, fear of flying. I don't have that either. Flying can be freaky though. Been through some cool turbulence where you're like, is this it? Is this it? Arachnophobia, we talked about that. That's fear of spiders. Spiders are gross. When I see the hairy ones, I get a little freaked out, but I'm not like afraid of spiders. Bugs don't really freak me out that much. Astrophobia, fear of thunder and lightning. Funny you mention it. When I was a kid, I don't know if I feared thunder and lightning. I just like hated it. It like freaked me out. It made me really uneasy. I think I also had this fear like the power would go out, and I think I just didn't like that. I didn't like when the power goes out, because that means like my Game Boy and I, that's me and you, buddy. You better survive this night. So yeah, I maybe as a kid I kind of had a fear of thunder and lightning. I can admit that now, I guess. Autophobia, fear of being alone. Well, everybody's got that. Claustrophobia, fear of confined or crowded spaces. The crowded, I feel like everybody can go through little bits of this. Some people have much more harsh claustrophobia. I think I do get afraid if I can't move my limbs. Like if I'm being, like someone's like holding me and I can't move, ooh, that freaks me out. Or the idea of that maybe. Like in a like a nightmare scenario, I feel like something that happens a lot to me is like people are like holding me down, like hold my arms, it's like I can't get out. That freaks me out, that's scary, that's nightmare stuff. Hemophobia, fear of blood. I'm down with blood. Hydrophobia, fear of water. Like open water's scary. I wouldn't want to be out there. I've never even been on a boat that far out into the ocean. I've only been on like, you know, like lakes and stuff, like parts of the ocean, but never like deep water. I don't think I want to do that. That doesn't sound like my domain. Ophediophobia, fear of snakes. Snakes are fine, for me at least. Zoophobia, just a general fear of animals. If you're afraid of animals, oh, I'm so sorry. Does that include like dogs though? I feel like when they say zoo, it means like zebras and stuff, like more like abstract animals. You're afraid of like platypus or those fish with the light on their heads. We all got little bits of phobia. Fears in our everyday life. Fears, existential fears, like your fear of your existence in the world, whether you're just this pale grain of sand that's just floating in the wind amongst a massive, massive rock that is hurtling through space. And by the 2040s, if we don't reduce our carbon footprint, the entire world will be utterly destroyed, and the wild won't care. No, the earth doesn't care. It'll burn us up. It sees us as an enemy and burns us up. I don't know if I have any other specific fears. Open ocean one sounded about right. Scared of being alone, classic. Ah yeah, we're all scared to just be alone sometimes. Ah, well, all this fear talk's got me hankering for some... Oh. Water's empty. I'm gonna go fill it. Yeah. I'll be right back. Well, I don't like this. I'm scared. I don't like this. I'm scared. I don't like this. I'm scared. I just want to fill up my water. That's all I want to do. I want to fill up my water, and I want to go back to the room with all the light. That's all I want to do. That's all I really want to do. I just want to get my water. That's it. It's cool and totally not scary at all. Nothing is scary at all. Okay, we made it. Okay, we made it.
Before I was born, in the still working morning, the seed was sown. Both the lamb and the lion were unnamed and uncool. She wore her hair around her neck at the foot of the bed where her husband kept the sea of white roses where the lower things crept in the blood.
You find yourself walking home alone in the dark, and you hear strange footsteps behind you. And when you turn around to look, if you dare look, you will see nothing O que é a vida? É o princípio da morte. O que é a morte? É o fim da vida. O que é a existência? É a continuidade do sangue. O que é o sangue? É a razão da existência.
I'm William Castle, and I feel obligated to warn you about the next attraction you will see at this theater. The picture is The Tingler, which I directed. And for the first time in motion picture history, members of the audience, including you, will actually play a part in the picture. You will feel some of the physical reactions, the shocking sensations experienced by the actors on the screen. I guarantee that The Tingler has more shocks per minute than my last film, The House on Haunted Hill. But don't be alarmed. You can protect yourself. When you see the picture, you will be told, and remember the instruction, how you can guard yourself from attack by The Tingler. And now may I show you a few scenes from The Tingler?
青山です。
ああ、よかった。もう電話がないのかと思いました。
Okay. All right. Okay. I certainly still get scared sometimes. That's for true. I certainly still am afeared. I still am a feared man. Pumpkiny. But you know, I think it's okay to still get scared. It's no big deal, really. It's like, you know, when you're a little kid, you might be scared of ghosts and goblins. You might be scared of like sharks in the water. You might be scared, you know, through the movies you see. You might be afraid of Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger. But you could still be afraid of bumps in the night. I mean, what is it? The house is settling? Thanks, Mom. What does that mean? Good night? What does that mean? The house is settling. You know, the sounds of wind sometimes can be really freaky. You know, it's got that howling sound. And my folks lived in the woods. We lived there was like a wooded area right behind our house. And you would hear foxes. And I'm sure you've heard foxes before, person on the other side of this conversation. But sometimes their screams sound so human. So I'd be like a little kid in my bed, and I would hear like the and it sounded like a person screaming. I don't trust it. Still made me incredibly uneasy. Shout out to the blue light back. Yeah, but also fears kind of evolve when you get older. When you're a kid, it's Freddy Krueger, the dentist, and ghosts. When you're adult, it's like job security, health care, whether you can afford a therapist, if you're gonna make rent, when unemployment is over, you know, they keep extending it at least. So your fears kind of change as you get older. And I think that's where like horror movies kind of come back into your life. I liked horror movies a lot as a kid because they were just so frightening and so weird and they gave me such a jolt. And then as I got older, you know, you kind of think about them in a different way and they're not as scary, obviously. You're not afraid of monsters in the specific sense of like big guys, big gals, scary peoples, humanoid monsters. You become a little less scared of that. And I think you become more of an acute watcher of horror films and understand the fears and the underlying stuff. Slow burn horror can really get to you, at least when you get older, because it's more personal. I think that's how horror's always been, but it kind of like evolved. There's the more like art housey stuff, and there's the more mainstreamy stuff, but that's cool. That's like evolution. Fear and fight or flight is obviously part of like the human genetic makeup. You need to get scared. You need that anxiety so that you can defend yourself in battle. And it's like you're walking down the street and a ghost comes up to you. Boom! Get down, ghost. Bang! You ain't gonna get me, ghost. And it's like, I'm sure people still do. I still do this sometimes. Depends on where I'm at. But it's like when you turn out the lights and you're looking down a long hallway, you run. You just run. It's just your natural human senses tell you to run. You don't know what's around. You're all tired. You just got up to pee. You don't even know what's going on, man. Your eyes are not focused. You're not booted up. That's when you start seeing stuff. Now let's talk about sleep paralysis. I get it on occasion. I don't like it. I definitely really don't like sleep paralysis. Do you go through sleep paralysis? Say it, tell me. It's really scary. I've seen some weird stuff. Most of the time it's, if it's a manifestation, if I'm seeing something, it's like a very tall person, kind of squared off, and their hand is like long fingies, and they're just slightly pressing on my chest. Like very much, like just looking down at me. And they're like this dark figure, and they're just calmly pressing on my chest, more and more, harder and harder onto my chest cavity until I can't breathe, and then I wake up. Or is that thing where you like can't wake up? Because I always have that thing. It used to happen to me as a kid too, and it still happens now, where I'm just like, I'm asleep, but then I realize I'm awake and I'm trying to move my foot or my toe. I'm trying to move like a little pinky finger, just trying to do anything to get up, and then I do one of them, and it's like. And then all the force in my body goes up, and I wake up. Man, sleep paralysis is freaky. I talk too. I talk like trying to escape from some sort of deep state that I'm just stuck in. Sleep paralysis is weird, but I know people see stuff, and that's kind of cool. It's kind of scary to know you've got all these demons in your head. You got all these crazy weirds. You got all these crazy fears that manifest into these dancey brain movies. And that's another thing. Think about nightmares and dreams. That's where things can get scary because there's no rules in there, man. There's no rules up in here. And then when you're in the waking life, obviously there's like human rules or like human decency. You can't just go hunting monsters. There's no such thing as vampires. But in your dreams, man, it can get real crazy. It can get real scary. And I think that's where, a lot of horror stories even come from. Like Edgar Allan Poe and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, we all get older and we realize like, ghosts and goblins aren't real. But you just kind of like, it still like sticks in your mind. It's still fun. I thought I got water. I don't remember drinking blood. I'll have a little bit for old time's sake. Don't you tell anybody. A little bit of blood for October. Here we go, baby.
Actually, I feel really good. I'll see y'all next week. Enjoy prime time. Thanks, Tom and Jillian. And I'll see y'all next week. I love you all equally.